What is up, YouTube fam? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, YouTube family. We're going to be going over a little 30K subscriber giveaway today, guys. I'm going to let you know how to win a autographed pair of, bam, Monster Energy MMA gloves. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to be going over some of the fights last night, give some breakdowns, my thoughts on them. We're going to talk about some cool stuff in the economy, a little bit of finance, and some of the upcoming fights as well, UFC fights and everything. So make sure we smash that thumbs up button. And if you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Let me know where you're joining from as well. What hood are you repping? Let me know. Let me know. We'll give everybody a minute to get joined here. I need to get a countdown, like a 2 or 3 minute timer to be able to put right here on the screen. So when we actually start, give everybody a couple of minutes. I'm in beautiful San Diego right now. Sun's out, man, 75 and sunny every day. So super blessed to be out here. Yesterday, just I did some fasting because I got my fight coming up in a couple of weeks. So didn't eat much yesterday at all. Worked out, getting lean, getting mean, and enjoyed some UFC fights yesterday. Some vicious performances. Where are we joining from? England's in the house. I like it. Vermont. Okay, I think Vermont, that's a first. I believe so. Welcome, Vermont. TJ, I like it, man. Ohio, north side of Lansing's in the house. What's up, Kyle? Welcome, man. My wife Gianna's from Lansing, so man, we're always out there in Grand Ledge, and awesome city. Imperial, California, baby. Santa Ana's in the house. We got a little Dallas, Seattle, India, man. Welcome back, India. West Virginia, Jackson, Mississippi. Ooh. Zachary Zito's in the house from San Diego. We got Denmark, Philly, Florida. Oh, man. Dang, dude. It'd be tight to get everybody from each state. Somebody in the house. That'd be sweet. What's up, Eric? Eric's back. And in case you didn't think so, I got my rock star today. Turning up. Jersey's in the house. What's up, JD? What up? Corktown, Vegas. All right, Vegas. San Bernardino. What's up, Paul? Jose, former champion. James from MMA, man, back. What's up? Jose is a former Super Chat champion right here. So if anybody's got specific questions today, guys, when we're going through, just hit the Super Chat, let me know. And so for today, so to win the autographed MMA gloves from Monster Energy, all you need to do is make sure you're subscribed and make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. We're just going to pick somebody randomly that has done those two things. And if you can, send me a message on Instagram. Just let me know you're followed, so that way it makes it even easier to pick you. Because if not, we're just going to go through randomly. We're just going to pick somebody that is subscribed to the channel and that follows on Instagram. And we're close to hitting 30K, guys. We're like, I think, less than 100 subscribers away. So if you know anybody, tell them to come hit the channel and subscribe. I had a couple people message me on Instagram saying that they just subscribed and that their boys, told them to come subscribe. So, man, that's awesome. Let me know. Because as soon as that happens, I'm going to sign these boys and I'm going to send them out to you, mail them. Boom. And this will be our first giveaway. I want to support the YouTube fam, our loyal watchers of the videos. We're out here educating, inspiring people, and man, giving our take on MMA and finance. So proud to be teamed up with you guys, man. Sweet. What's up, Steve? What's up, James? Yeah, drop that like. Heck yeah. Okay, if you don't have Instagram, that's fine. That's fine. Just let me know that, and just make sure you're subscribed here. So as soon as we hit that 30K, we're just gonna send them out. So hopefully we hit that soon. I mean, it's kind of weird. Sometimes we get like a big push, get jamming on subscribers, and sometimes it's a little slow. So as soon as we hit it, man, we're gonna be sending some gloves out to you. Carl's in the house. What's up, Carl? Man, blessings you and your fam, dude. Hope you're doing good. Hopefully training, everything's going well. Cody said he followed me now. Awesome, man. Awesome. I love it, Cody. I love it. I'm going to remember that. It's all up here. Nah, for real, though, just send me a message so I know for sure. It'll make the picking a lot easier if, I know who's actually followed and who's subscribed. So what are we grateful for today, fam? What is one thing we're grateful for? Drop a comment. Let me know. I'm grateful for it being Sunday, and I'm grateful for food today, man. Yesterday, I fasted all day, worked out, didn't eat anything all the way until this morning. I worked out again, and man, so today I'm eating my regular diet, and I'm super, super grateful for food today. Let me know what you guys are grateful for. Jeremy says we got 30,000 by the end of this video. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Heck yeah, sent me a message on IG. Beautiful. Warmir just messaged me on IG. I love it. I love it. Mark says he's grateful for the toilet roll. There we go. Ability to breathe. Yeah, man, being grateful. If any of you guys have any type of health out there, if you can see, if you're physically able to walk, talk, all that, man, lots to be grateful for. Staying healthy during the pandemic. Yes, man. That's a big one. There's a lot of people getting sick right now, and there's a lot of madness going on in the world. So if you're staying healthy through this pandemic, that is that's a huge, huge blessing. Saving money. I like it. Yeah, being grateful for saving money. Get your money right. Stack it up. Invest in assets. Ooh, Joe says he's making some barbecue ribs today. Ooh, low carb. My man. That's now you're talking. Grateful for that. Can't wait till after my fight, dude. I'm gonna be making some barbecue as well. My wife Gianna, she's a great cook, so she's gonna be making up all kinds of stuff: barbecue, Mexican food, man, some nachos. Ooh, let's go. Grateful for another day of life. Yep. Grateful to be watching the videos here. Yes, man. Yes. Thank you for supporting the channel as well. Finance and MMA, just trying to, uplift people, trying to inspire and educate, and man, through martial arts and getting your money right. I mean, what better ways, right? Want to improve different areas of your life, get your money right, and man, through martial arts, you can learn a lot through whether it's, discipline, getting physically healthier, you can learn a lot of self-defense, confidence. So yeah. Oh, Jose coming in, hitting the super chat. Jose Armenta, former champion, coming in. Myles, I need those gloves to punch Warmir with. Oh man. If you're new to the channel, Jose and Warmir, they got a little beef going on. They want to get it set up in Bellator, a little fight action. But props to Jose coming and supporting the channel, smashing that super chat. Maybe you'll win it, Jose, and if you win the gloves, we might have to set up a match between you and Warmir, man, right on the YouTube channel. Outsmoked, yes, I will be on. I have a fight coming up. I have a fight, guys, coming up August 7th, and knock on wood, everything's going through. I got to get through some testing with the pandemic going around, but once I get through that, it's fight week, August 7th. And I'm fighting Georgie Karhankin from LA, man. So looking to go out there, showcase my skills, put on a performance, and whoop some butt, 100%. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the fights last night, man. And I'm going to butcher some names because the fights last night were awesome. Man, I thought they were super exciting. I loved them from fight before the co-main, and then the main event. Super sleeper card. No crazy big names. Flyweight number one in the world title fight. So let's start with Luana Carlina versus Ariane Lipski. This fight was, Lipski came out aggressive, man, got in her face. Carolina she looked a little hesitant, fell back, got taken down, and then Lipski landed that beautiful, beautiful knee bar, man. I honestly haven't seen that transition for a knee bar in a while. She almost looked like she was getting a calf slicer, and then from there, she adjusted and pulled that knee bar up, man, and forced the tap. So awesome performance by Lipski. I think that girl is pretty nasty. I liked it. What'd you guys think of that fight? Did you guys like that Lipski fight? Carolina came out and she looked on paper to be really, really good, but I don't know if she came out a little hesitant in the beginning or if she didn't have all of her bearings, but she looked a little like off balance. And man, that first round, you got to be coming out ready to rock because it's a fight. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. You come out lackadaisical in that first round, and that's how you get caught. I almost hate to see people lose in the first 2 or 3 minutes of a fight because there's so much that can happen. You're trying to make reads. You're trying to figure it out. And, man, once you get past that feeling out process, then you kind of get more to work. But props to Lipski last night because she got a beautiful, beautiful knee bar. And I believe she got the $50,000 bonus. She did. She got the $50,000 bonus. So, man, props. That's a good night. That's a good night, people. Jose Armenta coming back in, man. He's a champ so far today, guys. Let's see what he's got to say. Jose versus Warmir. Everyone that is watching, who you got? Oh, man. Jose coming out with the jabs today. Messing with Warmir. Oh, Jose Quintero says he's going to have to go with Jose on this one. Maybe because of both first names match? I don't know. 50 G's, baby. Yeah, man. I mean, you get I don't know what she made off the top of my head, but probably what, 12,000 to show, 12,000 to win, and she gets a $50,000 bonus. Plus, I think maybe $3 or $5 grand from the Reebok deal. So, man, that's a good night. I mean, that's a good night, especially for, I think it was only her second or third fight in the UFC. So, man, Lipski's waking up today feeling good. Cam's got Jose in the fight. James has got Jose. Man, everybody's got Jose. Everybody's sleeping on Warmir. Warmir says he easily murks Jose. Oh, man. I love it. All right, next fight. Now, this was a sick fight. 155. Both guys are strikers. And I'm going to butcher these names, but Diaski versus Fizev. And, man, this guy, Muay Thai, short dude, Fizev is, I think he's 2-0 in the UFC. Looking beautiful with his Muay Thai. Switch kicks heavy, slipping. And what I really liked about this guy is his rock back, man. He was leaning back out of those kicks. And Diaski couldn't really find his range and got pushed back the whole fight. He came alive a little bit in the third round. But man, his Fizev, he looked beautiful. I think that dude's striking is awesome. He's gonna be tough to deal with, and he it was a big win over Diaski last night. It got fight of the night honors. The way he switch kicked heavy, the way he landed leg kicks, faking with the two, throwing a heavy three, man, just everything. Tight defense. He even took him down in the beginning as well. So he can kickbox, but he also had some grappling as well. So, man, awesome fight between those two guys. Those guys, I mean, man, they beat the crap out of each other, honestly. Fizev, he landed a lot of kicks to the legs, a lot of body kicks, switch steps, and it was awesome, man. It was awesome. I think that fight was probably one of the slickest striking fights I've seen in a while, as far as straight Muay Thai. Those guys, switch step in. And Diaski, he did a good job, man. He kept range, but he just couldn't deal with the power and the forward pressure. He didn't get off. I seen him a lot of times kind of just hesitating. The other guy, how do you say his name? It's Fizev, I believe, but he trains at Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand, so he's a coach there. Has great striking, and he showed it last night, man. The ability to fade matrix style off of a kick, that's straight Muay Thai 101, and you have to be training that a lot to really understand that. So, man, I love that fight. Very entertaining, and I'm excited to see what happens next for both those guys. It's very, very entertaining. Oh, student of jiu-jitsu. Welcome back, my man. Welcome back. Let's see what he's got to say. Hitting that super chat, just like Jose over there. Students of the jiu-jitsu. Let's see what he says. I believe fighters ages in the gym and not in the actual fight. Do you agree? I don't think the average viewer understands the training wear. So, students of jiu-jitsu, man, great point, because you see, it's like an iceberg, right? Iceberg. The fight is the tip of the iceberg. What people don't really see is below the water, all that training, all that wear and tear on your body. And that's honestly the hard part. The fight is easy, students of jiu-jitsu, going out there 3 5-minute rounds. The fight's the easy part. That's the reward. The tough part is that training camp, is consistently training year round, is putting in, if you have 10, 15 fights in the UFC, that's 10 or 15 training camps on your body. And I think a lot of wear and tear definitely comes from the training itself, especially if you train with a big team and you have a lot of tough sparring partners. Man, it can take a lot of wear and tear on your joints. Your wrestling, sparring, it can take a lot of wear and tear on your jaw. And then on top of that, just cardio. Lots of running. I mean, running's heavy on your body, man, as well. So, yes, I agree with you, students of jiu-jitsu. I think it's a lot of wear and tear is done actually in the gym as well. So that's why you need to train smart, man. You really need to know a balance of training, but also getting better, but not doing damage to your body. Because sometimes when you train so much, it actually hurts you more than it helps you, in my opinion. But great point, students of jiu-jitsu, and props to you for hitting that super chat, my man. I love it, and I love the name. I love the name as well. All right, the next fight, we have the co-main event. We got Jake Hermansson versus Kelvin Gastelum. And I'll admit, I did not see this fight going this way. I thought Kelvin Gastelum was going to go out there, keep it on the feet, keep him off of him, stick, outbox him. But boy, was I wrong, man. Jake went out there, got a hold of him. Freaking, even though he got tossed, Kelvin hit a nice lateral drop. Man, Kelvin ended up on top of him. And I don't know if he just didn't respect Jake's ground game that much, or if Kelvin just wasn't that slippery or that prepared. But man, Jake swept underneath him, had him in a leg lock. Kelvin kind of got a little lackadaisical there, didn't really move very much, didn't hustle, got swept down. And then Jake, man, just started cranking on that heel hook. Nasty heel hook. And he wins by first round submission, heel hook, which I think that should have been submission of the night as well. Because you're not only a heel hook, you don't see heel hooks that much in the UFC, and your heel hook in Kelvin Gastelum. I mean, this dude went 5 rounds with Israel Adesanya. A lot of people thought he beat the current champion right now. And man, Jake goes out there and boom, probably popped his knee up a little bit, tore his ankle up, hits him in that beautiful heel hook. You don't see many leg locks like that in this level of fighting in the UFC and in MMA, regardless. So it was beautiful to see. And man, Jake's probably feeling really good tonight. And I bet he probably gets a number 1 contender fight, man. He really does, because Kelvin was right there. So I'm interested to see what they do with Jake. Or Jack, sorry, Jack. Jack, not Jake. Not Jake the Snake Roberts. Jack. Yeah, it was Jack. But beautiful performance by Jack. And I wonder who they give him next. I wonder if they give him the winner of Whitaker and Till, or if he fights somebody a little bit back in the line a little bit, because it's going to be a good one. That dude kind of surprises me, man. He's got wins over Gastelum. He's got wins over Jacare. I mean, those are huge wins. If you beat Jacare, that's saying something, man. And man, super impressive. Oh, Jose coming back in here. And let's see what he's got to say. And so far, Jose's a super chat champ. showing it down today, letting everybody know what's up, not messing around. Let's see what he's got to say. Jose says, I've watched your last 2 live videos, and I see that Warmare missed me. Sorry, I always can't be here because my job as aerospace engineer keeps me busy and working outside with the coaches. So again, Jose's coming out, jabbing Warmere. It's all fun though. And then, man, you're an aerospace engineer. That's sweet. I don't even know exactly what that is, to be honest, but it sounds awesome. And you work up in LA, right, Jose? And you get to be outside. So, man, you probably stay busy with that career, though. That just sounds like had to go to probably a lot of schooling. And, man, props. Do you work, so aerospace engineer, is that working with, planes? Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. OC, so Orange County? Nice, man. Yeah. Warmere says you're an astronaut. Yeah, so things that fly. All right, man. That's dope. That's dope. If you work on any missiles or like aircrafts that go out into space, that's sweet, dude. Airplanes. Okay. I love it. I love it. That is sweet, dude. We have to go show me how to build an airplane. I'll have to come up to OC, check it out. All right. So main event. Woo-hoo. This main event. Woo-hoo. Again, I did not see this one happening. Got Benavidez versus Figueiredo. And I personally thought Benavidez was going to beat Figueiredo because here's why. Benavidez has beaten everybody. He's beaten Cejudo. He's basically beaten everybody besides Dominic Cruz and Demetrius Johnson. So I thought this was Benavidez's 6th shot at a title. So I was like, dude, this is the one. This is the one. And considering how their first fight went, the headbutt, he ended up getting knocked out. I knew Figueiredo was tough, but what was really weird to me in this fight is before I started watching it, I looked at the odds, and Benavidez was basically a plus 200 underdog. So that to me, I was like, whoa, maybe there's something that the betting odds know that I don't. Because on paper, I thought this should have been a little bit closer, but proves to me why, man. I mean, Figueiredo goes out there within the first round, drops him with the right hook, which shows me, man, Figueiredo's got perfect placement punches, and he's got power, man. Got some power. So he drops him, he gets on him, man, all over him, ground and pounding Benavidez. And props to Benavidez for showing a lot of heart. Man, he fought out of that rear naked choke, and from there he got elbowed, ground and pounded, hopped back up, and then Figueiredo just stays on him, and then bam, hits him again, drops him, gets on him, stays on him again, and ends up choking him out, putting him to sleep, man. Great night for Figueiredo. Looked awesome. His striking, his ability to kill. I mean, the dude's got a killer instinct, which I love, and I think that really played a part last night. And, man, he beat Joseph Benavidez, who is a huge feather in his cap, man, because, again, Joseph Benavidez has proved over time and time again that he is the #1 contender, that he should be the champion. And Figueiredo said, nope, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to knock you out, and I'm going to have a flawless performance and beat you down. So let me know what you guys think. Did you guys see that happening? Because I didn't. I personally didn't. Oh, Jose Armenta coming back in, getting after it here. Let's see what he's got to say. At least I ain't Warmere flipping burgers at McDonald's. Oh, man, he's taking shots at McDonald's. And Warmere saying, nope, he doesn't even work at McDonald's. And I personally, hey, I ain't got nothing against McDonald's, baby. A little cheeseburger there, a little burger action. But Jose and Warmere are still going at it. Students of Jiu-Jitsu coming in. Let's see what the question is. I love it. He's always got some good ones. In BJJ, we have unknown grapplers who don't compete, but we do well against our champions in gym. Did you see great fighters in training but don't compete? So, students of Jiu-Jitsu, let's see one more time. Let's read this through. In BJJ, we have unknown grapplers who don't compete but do well against our champions in the gym. Do you see fighters in training? Do I see great fighters in training, but they don't compete? Yes, students of jiu-jitsu. I see a lot of world champions in the gym, but once they get out underneath them lights, either A, they don't compete, or B, when they get out underneath them lights, they just cannot perform. So there's two types of fighters. There's two types of champions. There's really, really good gym fighters, but then there's people that are in the gym. Maybe they don't look that good, but when they go out and they perform, man, do they mop up the competition. They win fights. Somebody who reminds me of that is Kelvin Gastelum. You know, he fought last night. I've had the opportunity to see Kelvin in the gym training, and Kelvin's a great example of somebody who maybe in the gym they don't look the best, but when they get out underneath them lights, man, do they shine. So yes, students of jiu-jitsu, I hear exactly what you're saying, and that's real life. You know, you can be really, really good when you're comfortable in your gym, and you can go and, you know, grapple with the best, maybe submit the best, be the best in the gym. But when you get out on those big stages, you get in front of people and you have to perform, that's a totally different animal. That's a totally different game. So great question, students of jiu-jitsu. I love it. I love it. Yeah, man, being out there in front of those lights, it's just a different animal because it's a different feeling. You really got to be out of your mind. You got to be in your heart, and you really got to want it. You got to go out there and perform, man. Motivation is a big key. So beautiful fights last night, and I love the questions, guys. Awesome, and I love the jabs. A little bit of competition here on the YouTube channel. I love it. I love it. It's all in great fun. So let's go on. So we also had Calvin Kattar versus Dan Ige, 50K Ige, this past Wednesday. Man, props to UFC for putting on some fights this week. That fight, Kattar versus Ige, I knew going into this fight that Kattar was going to come out victorious. You know, Dan 50K Ige, he looked good in his last fight against Barbosa. He's on a tear. He's got a lot of heart. But I know once you get into these top five, these contender status, just being tough and being gritty doesn't always win you the fights. And I knew Calvin was going to beat him because Calvin's longer, he's bigger, and stylistically, he matches up very well against Dan 50K Ige. And I knew that 50K Ige is a dog, but so is Kattar, man. So is Kattar. So I knew they would both cancel each other out. I knew they both would come at it and try and win the fight. And that's what happened, man. That's what happened. Both guys went for it. But Kattar, man, just a little cleaner, keeping him on the range with the punches, the body shots, laying in some good kicks, being more aggressive with that forward pressure. I feel like Kattar kind of stalked him down the whole fight, stayed in his face, and man, won a dominant, unanimous decision. It was a great fight. Great fight. So what'd you guys think? What'd you guys think of the Dan 50K Ige and Calvin Kattar fight? Did you guys like it? Yeah, man. Yeah. Calvin is good, man. Or Calvin Gastelum. Calvin Kattar is good. Jose Armenta coming back in. He's on fire, talking about a little aerospace engineering today, baby. Let's go. Let's see what Jose's got to say, guys. If Stipe beats DC, do you think Stipe will beat Francis again? That's a great question. Francis, man, sometimes he just looks so unstoppable. His last fight just reminded me when he charged forward, it reminded me of a lion just taking down a gazelle. And it's interesting to see what Francis shows up if he fights Stipe again. If Francis shows up ready to rock, ready to get after it, I think Francis will beat Stipe. But if Francis shows up a little hesitant and doesn't respect those takedowns, I think Stipe will beat him. But I think Francis has gotten a lot more experience since their first fight. I think Francis is more dangerous on the feet. And, man, if Francis, I think he's going to make some adjustments, defend that takedown, and keep it standing and be able to beat Stipe in that department. So I'm going to go with Francis, Jose. He's got to get past DC, but I really think if he does, I think Francis is going to have his number. But I mean, that'd be a sick fight again. That'd be a sick fight. Both those guys are just power punchers, great wrestling, championship material. I love it. I love it. So yeah, so Dan 50K Ige and Calvin Kattar, great fight. Another great night of fights. And we've been in for some treats lately. The ESPN has been holding it down. There's no other really sports going on right now. So I think the fights, man, a lot of people are tuning in. And that's evident in the Jorge Masvidal and Usman card, because 1.3 million views or buys, that's huge. That's huge. That is up there with the top 10 most bought pay-per-views ever. I mean, I think that's right up there with Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor. 1.3 million buys Masvidal and Usman did. That's insane. That I bet you UFC is like, thank God we paid Masvidal what he wants, because it was well worth it. The investment paid off. They had to have made a lot of money on that card. So I think a lot of people are tuning in right now for fights, and it's actually this whole pandemic that's going around. Maybe it's a good thing for the UFC, because there's not a lot of competition going on out there with other sports. And a lot of people are like, well, what are we going to watch today? We're sitting at home. The only sports on is cage fighting in the UFC. So bam, put it on. Let's watch these. Students of Jiu-Jitsu coming in, bam, hitting that super chat right there. I think him and Jose are going neck and neck right now for that super chat championship. So let's see what Students of Jiu-Jitsu's got to say. Always got some great questions. Who was your favorite fighter as you came up? What got you into fighting professionally? So my favorite fighters coming up was, first and foremost, Tito Ortiz. Super fan of his when I was in high school. Still to this day, always keep an eye out for Tito Ortiz. He was probably, my first role model / person I looked up to as an athlete. And secondly was George St. Pierre. So once I got a little bit older, I really fell in love with the way George St. Pierre handles his training, his mindset overall on fighting and life. And I really loved about Tito was his brashness and his ability to not care what people think, his confidence. And he always talked about work ethic. Students of Jiu-Jitsu, he always talked about outworking the competition, about just putting in that hard work, going for it, whatever your dreams are, getting after it. And I love that, because I was like, I'm going to use that in my life. Whatever I want, I'm going to go get after it. I'm not going to be afraid to work for it. And that's the message I got from Tito. And same thing with George St. Pierre. He really kind of, discipline, work ethics, surround yourself with the right team. And George St. Pierre taught me a lot about intelligence, being an intelligent fighter, not just being a street fighter, but really using your mind. The mind is the most powerful asset or weapon that you have. So, yes. And the other question, what made me get into fighting professionally? Well, one is I love the experience of fighting Students of Jiu-Jitsu. It's a rush for me. The experience is not, you can't find this experience really anywhere else in life. The only other experience I maybe could put it with that I could think of is going to war. Like going out into the military, the battlefield, and going to actual war. It's just a crazy experience. And I love the experience. And also, Students of Jiu-Jitsu, it's my God-given talent. Like I just know God gave me skills. God was like, dude, I'm going to bless you with being able to fight. And it was up to me to put that work in and keep taking it to the next level. I always seen professionally that I could make it happen. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I always knew, even though everybody told me, no, you can't make money or you can't make a life for yourself fighting professionally, I just knew I could. And that's what drove me to do it. I love what I do. I'm great at it. And I love the experience of it. It's crazy. So great question, Students of Jiu-Jitsu. I love it. I love it. Jose Armenta coming back in. Let's see what he's got to say. So Jose says, I got Stipe. Francis lacks cardio and groundwork. And Francis' last fight, I think that was a lucky KO. He just swings wild and not any combos. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I think that's what makes Francis that dangerous as well, man. He just chucks those hooks, or he chucks those punches, those combinations. And if they land, it's over. It's over. As far as cardio, yeah, I mean, it just depends. You could say he lacks cardio maybe in the wrestling department, but I think overall, I think he comes in good shape. I mean, and groundwork, I think you could say groundwork because his striking's so good that, his groundwork probably doesn't even compare to that. But I would like to see the rematch with him and Stipe. I would like to see if Stipe can get him down like he did in the first fight, or if Stipe can really do anything once he gets him down. Um, because Francis is a big dude, and if he can learn to not get taken down and get back up, man, he's problems. He might not even have to use much groundwork. Stays on the feet with everybody and just chucks those bombs. Yep. So great analysis, though, Jose. And it's always about the perspective, right? When you look at a fight, you can say, oh, maybe he's tired, but also you could say, oh, maybe it's just from this that's why he's tired. So the perspective, how you look at it, you can build your case of why he thinks he's going to fight. Adam Hassan coming in. Let's see what he's got to say. So Adam, what is up, my man? Adam says, hey, Myles, should I train no gi or gi for MMA? So here's with that. You're going to train gi. If you're just starting, you're going to train gi. Lots of gi, especially in the beginning. Even if you want to do MMA, I would train a lot of gi jiu-jitsu before you even do MMA. Just train it. Because if you get good in the gi and you transition to no gi, that means that it's just going to help you, and no gi is going to be a lot easier compared to gi. If you can pass the guard, if you can submit people, if you can control people and using the gi, then once you transition to no gi, it's going to be even simpler. So I would really start off with gi in the beginning, do that for a while, and try and stay with it as much as possible. But obviously, if you have a fight coming up in maybe 4, 6, 8 weeks, and you want to do some no gi, Adam, that's fine as well. But a bulk of your training should stay grounded in that gi, because that's where you get really the true essence of jiu-jitsu. So great question, though, Adam. Great question. I love it. Oh, man. Eddie the Blasting coming in. Eddie is a former champion. Let's see what he's got to say. Eddie says, what did you think about Brett Johnson versus Montel Jackson fight? I thought Montel pulled it off with better striking, but late takedowns seem to score more. Thoughts? Brett Johns versus Montel Jackson fight. I don't know. I don't think I've seen that fight, my man. Brett, what was that? Was that Bellator? Was that UFC? Brett Johns, Montel Jackson. Isn't that a singer? Eddie the Blah Asian. I always butcher your name as well, my man. Brett Johns versus Montel Jackson. I watched the prelims yesterday too. Let me see who that is. Maybe I'm missing it. Let me pull that one up. Now I'm interested in that one. Hold up. Montel Jackson. Blaze Shun. Let me see here. You said Montel Jackson. Got me thinking of the old singer, my man. I don't know why I'm not pulling this up. What was it? The first fight or second fight or what? I'm looking for the. I don't see anything on that. I'd have to look that up, Eddie. I would have to look that up, my man. Let me see here. Hold up. Brett Johns. Let me just look up Brett Johns. How did he win? Okay, wait, hold on. Yeah, I missed this one yesterday. This must have been the first fight on the card. I missed that one, Eddie. I'll have to look it up, but yeah, takedowns though, man. Takedowns, it's tough to tell, man, with takedowns though, Eddie. Sometimes they give it to the guy who gets those takedowns, and then sometimes it's just striking as well. So you never know what the judges are looking for. Sometimes they give it to the guy that comes forward. Other times they give it to the guy that just sits back and counters. So I am not sure. I'd have to watch the fight to see, but it sounds like maybe a crazy case with the judges, man. So great question though, Eddie. Oh, Jose Armenta coming in. Spar me, Myles. Oh, man. You know what? I'm telling you, maybe I'm going to have to do for some of the Super Chat champs, I'll have to do a drawing and do a sparring session with somebody and tape it. Or maybe we'll do it live on the YouTube channel for everybody to watch. Oh, Adam Hassan coming in. Put some money in, War Mirror. Shut your mouth. Oh, man. Oh, man. This is getting a little madness. Oh, man. Okay, students of jiu-jitsu coming in with a, let's see this question. He's always got some solid questions. Do you like the pound for pound debates? I always figured that heavyweight should own that spot regardless of skill. Most heavyweights are dangerous due to size. I like the pound for pound list, students of jiu-jitsu. I think, look, if on paper, if you're going to say the criteria for pound is this guy versus this guy, who wins? Obviously, the heavyweight guys are going to have a best shot at winning, unless maybe they're fighting John Jones at light heavyweight. But obviously, a heavyweight against Tony Ferguson, at lightweight, the heavyweight's going to have the huge advantage. It's bigger, stronger, can take a better punch. But I love the idea of matching the best fighters, even though they're in different weight classes, saying who's the best pound for pound, because I think that's, you have your each individual champions in each weight class, but then also you want to say, give your opinion on who's the best overall. And so I love it. I love it. And yeah, most heavyweights are dangerous due to size. Yeah, I mean, it's just the laws. If somebody's, I mean, not always, right? It's a fight. But on paper, you should say the guy that's got 30 plus pounds on the other guy, that if they're equally skilled, equally trained, but one guy is 30 plus pounds bigger, and we're talking about a fight, chances are that guy that's bigger, students of jiu-jitsu, is gonna get it. It's gonna get that win. So great analogy though, man. I like it. All right, so let's see what's going on in the MMA world. So Israel Adesanya is fighting Paulo Costa at UFC 253. Sorry. Adesanya versus Costa, UFC 253. I'm excited to see Adesanya back in action, man. I think the dude's beautiful to watch. I love his style. I love the way he fights. He's very charismatic. And you got Paulo Costa on the other hand, who on paper could be a younger version of Yoel Romero. And obviously, you've seen that fight, Yoel Romero versus Adesanya, that last one. That was super close. And Adesanya, when he fights guys like that, he looks a little hesitant at times. So this is a very, very interesting fight. I think it's going to do very well selling, because I think people really, really want to see this fight. You have a very charismatic Costa and a very charismatic Adesanya. And we want to see, is the stocky guy that's shorter, that throws bombs, gonna knock out the slick, long sniper guy like Adesanya. So I'm excited for that one. What do you guys think? Do you think that goes through? Adesanya versus Costa? Sal says, what's the catch on the 30K, Myles? There's no catch. Once we hit 30K, Sal, we're going to be doing a giveaway for these monster MMA gloves. I'm going to choose somebody that's following me on Instagram and subscribe to the channel. That's the only requirements. So send me a message on Instagram. Let me know that you followed and you're subscribed, and you'll be in the drawing. You don't have to send me a message, but it's just easier if you do, because I'll know for sure that you're subscribed and you're following on Instagram. But I'm just going to pick somebody once we hit 30,000. So tell your friends, tell them to come join the channel. Let's talk about finance and mixed martial arts. Let's get their money right and talk a little bit about some fighting. I mean, it doesn't get much better. Costa versus USADA. Warmir thinks Costa murders Israel. Oh man. I don't. I mean, he could maybe catch Israel. That's always a possibility. Looking at it on paper, stylistically, it's just an interesting fight, because it comes down to who's going to get off first, right? Is Paulo Costa going to push back Israel Adesanya, stay in his face, jam him up, hit him with big punches and big kicks? Or is Adesanya going to keep that distance and out-slick him? That's the interesting fight. That's the interesting point about this fight. So I caught Costa and Romero. That was a good fight. Really, really good fight. Adesanya is a counter puncher. He is. Yep, for sure. But he can also, when he comes forward, man, he can stick too. But he definitely likes to counter. Jake, no worries if you don't have an Instagram. No worries. Just now we know. I'll make sure to still have you in the drawing as well, though. Ricky Martin is getting slept. Ricky Martin, I haven't heard that name in a while. She bangs. Ricky Martin. Oh, Students of Jiu-Jitsu is back. Let's see what this what the question is. And I think so far it's Jose or Students of Jiu-Jitsu. We'll know, and we'll get you a shout out too in the next video. So let's check out this question. Students of Jiu-Jitsu always got some great fight questions. What do you think of Dana White's comment about fighting in the UFC is an opportunity, not a career? I didn't think that was right to say. You know, I think Dana and the UFC, I think they play both sides. Sometimes they're going to say, hey, it's an opportunity to fight. And other times they're going to say, you know, these guys are independent contractors. But I think it's both, the Students of Jiu-Jitsu. I think it's tough, man, to be in the UFC because, yes, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. Each fight is just an opportunity. But also, you know, as a fighter, you want to make it a career. I don't think many guys are just saying, oh, I just want to get to the UFC just for one time. I think people want to stay there, want to continue fighting. So I really think that UFC loves keeping it like that idea, like this is your only shot, because that makes people go out there motivated to fight more. I think that's their idea behind it. But I think people are going to go out there and fight regardless, man. And I like the idea of it being more of a career than an opportunity, because who wants to train their whole life, 10 plus years fighting in bars to only get one fight in the UFC? So I would say it's more of a career if you treat it like that. But fight by fight, you could say it's just an opportunity. And that's all UFC looks for, Students of Jiu-Jitsu. They only treat you fight by fight, man. They want to see how you're performing and whether they want to keep you or whether they want to boot you and bring in the next guy. So great question. Great question. Eddie coming back. Let's see what he says. Speaking of strikers, did you see Rafael Fiziev? What do you think about his striking? Fought Mark Diakasi, who had picked to win but fell short. Yes, Eddie, I love that fight, man. I thought that was a great fight. Mark is a great striker as well, dude. Very athletic, very good rangy, throwing spinny stuff. He's explosive. But Rafael, dude, great basic Muay Thai, dude. The switch kicks to the body, switch kicks low, switch kicks high, slipping, throwing left hooks. Man, Rafael looked beautiful, and I think he really made Mark a little timid. I really do. I think he got that takedown in the beginning on Mark and kind of threw him off a little bit. And then once they got back up, Rafael just started just walking him down, kickboxing him, just kicks, switch kicks, heavy shots. And Mark just really didn't get back into it until late in the third round. And by then it was too late, man. That fade back by Rafael, I love that stuff, Eddie. That's one of my favorite defensive moves from Thai boxing, is that fade back off of kicks. So I'm excited to see what's next for Rafael, man. I think there's some beautiful matchups for him. And same thing with Mark. I think Mark's still an interesting fighter and has some great opportunities in front of him as well. And both those guys got bonuses, dude. So props to them. They threw down $50,000 extra a piece, 50 G's. So man, they deserved it, because that was a good fight. That was a good fight. Oh, B-Hop Portal. He says, let's see what he's got to say, guys. B-Hop says, hey, Myles, I think of you every time I drive by your home of Myles jury sign when you enter HP. How would you replace the 10-9 judging system? Oh, man. So B-Hop, man, It's awesome, dude. So if you guys didn't know, in my hometown of Hazel Park, Michigan, I have a sign, and that's what B Hop's talking about. It says home of Myles Jury, UFC fighter. And man, once you drive into the city, that's you can see that on the sign. So that's what he's talking about. And he says, how would you replace the 10-9 judging system? I would just make some adjustments to it. I would need the referees to be more like experienced in mixed martial arts. So they got to do some jiu-jitsu, they got to do some MMA training. Maybe they need to have fought before. And then as far as the judging system, the criteria, I would make it more specific. It's very generalized. So each specific thing that the UFC wants to win a fight, they need to lay that out for the judges. And I also would like to see more 10-10s. I don't think it always has to be a 10-9, B-Hop, because I think if two guys are just back and forth and it's super, super close, I don't think you always just have to give it to somebody. I say, hey, it's a tie, it's a draw. So great question. And man, HP's in the house. HP's in the house. I love it. Students of jiu-jitsu coming in. Man, I think he might be in the lead. I think I'm going to have to look back, but let's see what he's got to say. I know you train multiple combat sports. In your opinion, what has had the deepest curve to learn and perform in actually live training or fights? So students of jiu-jitsu, I would say the longest that takes to learn is jiu-jitsu because there's so much to it. And it's a long process, and you really have to have a certain mindset for it. But then also jiu-jitsu, or also wrestling, students of jiu-jitsu, because it's just so tough. It's so grimy, man. So the deepest curve to learn for learning aspects, I would say jiu-jitsu, just because there's so much to it. But I would say just for the toughest one to maybe stay with is wrestling, man, because everything about wrestling is just tough. Cardio, conditioning, everything is tough. But great question. For learning, jiu-jitsu for sure. I love it. All right. What about Joe Duffy announcing retirement, man? I think Joe Duffy saying he's retired, I personally think it's a little soon. I think he's just feeling some type of way after a loss. I would like to see him go home, clear his head, and give it a little bit of time, and then choose whether he wants to be retired. But if he's really serious about retiring, Joe Duffy, man, he's had a great career. He's beaten Conor McGregor before they got into the UFC. He's gotten multiple UFC wins. Hopefully he's put some money away, made a life for himself outside of fighting. And, if he's got to transition into the next stage of life, retire, man, I think he has nothing to hold his head down about. He can hold his head high, and Joe Duffy has done a lot of great things. Yeah, man, got caught in that guillotine. It was just a tough loss last night, man. Anytime you lose in the first 2 to 3 minutes of a fight, it sucks because you want to see more yourself. You want to let the fight go on and actually not get caught that early. So I feel for him. Eddie coming back in. Let's see what Eddie's got to say. How much of a combat fan are you? Do you watch other disciplines? Will you be watching Eddie Bravo's tournament today? So, Eddie, I love boxing. I love watching boxing fights. I love watching boxing countdowns. And I'm a huge combat fan, honestly. I love contact sports. I love boxing. I love watching jiu-jitsu as well. I don't get a chance to watch it that much, but when I do, I'm definitely interested in watching it and seeing what happens, seeing all the transitions, seeing how the grappling game is evolving, what's working, what's not. But I mean, again, I love boxing. I love watching football. Guys going out there and just crashing into each other, looking to get big plays, big hits. Let me see what else. I mean, I love Thai boxing. Watching kickboxing. That stuff's super, super interesting to me. And probably kickboxing is probably my favorite to watch. But it's tough with kickboxing because you don't see much of it. Usually just boxing and MMA are the big ones you see. But I'm definitely a combat sports fan. So shout out Eddie. So what do you guys think? Duffy retiring? You think that's a little soon? Do you think maybe he needs to give it a second, or do you think Joe Duffy needs to retire? Yeah, Duffy lost to James Vick. Yep. You lose to James Vick and it's time to retire. Nah, I mean, it's easy to say that right now because James Vick's on a losing streak, and he's gotten knocked out his last couple of fights, last 4 fights. But I mean, you guys got to remember, James Vick was on a 5 or 6 fight winning streak, top 10 in the world. And that's the way this game goes, man. Sometimes when you rise, sometimes you fall and you crash, and you got to pick yourself up. So I don't think that just because he lost to James Vick, man, I don't think that means he needs to retire. I just think he needs to figure out if he really wants to do it anymore. What is his motivation? Does he really want to fight at the highest levels? What does he want out of this game? Does he have goals? What is he trying to accomplish? And once he figures out his why, I think that'll tell him whether he needs to retire or not. Adam coming back in. Let's see what Adam Hassan's got to say. Hey, Myles, I train kickboxing and BJJ 4 times a week. How long will it take to be prepared for my first fight in MMA, BJJ, and kickboxing? Just a rough estimate, Adam, I would say minimum 2 years of training. And in between those 2 years of you training, get out there, do some jiu-jitsu tournaments, do some kickboxing matches, do any type of competitions that you can, because you need to get used to being underneath those lights, having people looking at you, being out in that pressure cooker, and getting that competition experience, Adam, because I'd like to see you get it in jiu-jitsu and kickboxing before you get out there in a cage fight, man. But great question, Adam. Great question. So bonuses last night were Figueiredo knocking out Benavidez. We got Lipski for the knee bar, and Mark and Rafael for fight of the night. So a little moment of clapping for those guys. Props to them. It's 50 G's a piece. Those girls as well, 50 G's. I love it. I love it. And then you got Tyron Woodley and Colby Covington. They're trying to put that fight together. Tyron, for some reason, is saying that he will fight him, but he needs to reset first. And Colby's already signed the contract. Interesting fight. Interesting fight. I think that's a good fight for the fans. I think a lot of people would tune in to see Colby versus Woodley, man. I think that's an interesting fight. Oh, what do you guys think? Do you think Tyron? So Tyron is done. George St. Pierre says, I'm not impressed by your performance. I'm not impressed by your performance. Oh, man. Man. Do you guys think I don't say Woodley's done, but I definitely see he's in a place where he needs to get a win, man. He needs to get a win. Tyron's confidence is probably a little shook right now, man. He's lost 2 in a row, and he's lost convincingly. Colby, on the other hand, I think Colby's hungry to get back in there. Colby doesn't care. He's very confident. I think it's a good fight, man. I want to see Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington. I want to see it. Figueiredo, I think next for Figueiredo is man, you just got to see. I got to look at the 25-pound division, but there's not much off the top of my head. Benavidez is up there. A lot of guys are up at 35. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Maybe that guy who fought on the same card as him, the Arlov. He's I believe he's the Russian cat, but he's got really good hands, really good wrestling. He looks really, really good. He's like an M1 champion. So I think maybe Figueiredo will get him next. Chicago's in the house. I like it. Chi-Town. Yeah. Colby's waiting for Tyron to sign the contract. According to Dana White said that, hey, man, Colby signed the contract already. We're waiting on Tyron. So we'll see, man. We'll see. B-Hop says maybe Moreno. Yeah, maybe Moreno. Could see. The 25-pound division, I'm just happy Figueroa won convincingly last night because Dana said he's going to keep the 125-pound flyweight division, man, which is awesome because I know there's been talks about getting rid of the division or not. But I think with Figueroa being the champion, I think the UFC likes him. He's nasty. He's a savage. I think they're going to keep him active and keep that 25-pound division there. So, man, a lot of people should be thanking Figueroa, a lot of 25-pounders because that weight class is going to stay there because of him. Westland, Michigan right here. What's up, Jeremy? Westland's in the house. I love it, man. We got people from all over here joining in, connecting on this beautiful Sunday. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, before we hop off today, let's talk about some investing and the economy. We do at this channel, can't jump off without talking a little bit about what's going on in the economy. Hopefully you guys take something away from this to make sure you're financially in a better position because there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. So not much has really changed lately, but you're seeing, I don't know if you guys are seeing, but I'm seeing a lot of businesses closing back down because of the whole virus going around. It's kind of crazy again. I was keeping my fingers crossed when they started opening up all the businesses that there wouldn't be more outbreaks, there wouldn't be more people getting sick, but it seems like it's happening again. So a lot of places from Florida, Texas, Michigan's doing it a little bit, California, my gym's closed to the public because a lot of people are getting sick again, man. And it sucks to see. It really, really sucks to see businesses closing back down. A lot of restaurants right now, you cannot dine in them anymore. So I'm seeing Denny's down the street from me. Denny's has all their tables outside with their chairs. Man, people are eating outside in the parking lot. Lots of madness. And my gym, it's closed down till further notice. So that's, again, that it sucks for any gym owners. If you're an employee right now in the restaurant, the gym, or the retail, or even airline industry, man, it's just a tough time right now because we don't know how long these lockdowns and stuff is going to be shut down for. And then we also don't know what jobs are going to return. Once stuff gets back to normal, we don't know what's going to return, what jobs are. So it's just a lot of unknowns right now. The only thing we do know is that we're still in a recession. Businesses are still getting shut down. And the Fed, the government, is still pumping that unemployment money into the economy. So that's the real question. When is the government going to stop pumping that unemployment into the economy, and how is that going to affect people? So once that starts happening, man, people don't have the unemployment to pay their bills. That's when you might see more businesses going under. You might see more, properties with evictions. It just goes down. People defaulting on credit cards because of everything that's going on. And let's see what Adam's got to say. Adam's got another question. In 6 to 8 weeks, BJJ training enough to compete? Adam, it just depends where you at. How long you've been training, what's the competition. I always say for BJJ, get out there and compete as much as you want, man. 6 to 8 weeks, yeah, that's fine. Enter your division, white belt, blue belt, purple belt, whatever it is, and go out there and compete, man. What's the worst that happens? You lose, who cares? You learn from it, you move forward, and man, you go out there and you get a win the next time. So yes, go get it, Adam. Go get it. So that's my question. What happens when the government runs out of money to give to everybody? What happens if certain jobs don't come back? And you guys got to remember the election's coming up this year. So President Trump, he wants to be reelected. He wants the economy to stay doing good. So he's going to keep everything propped up for as long as he can, and vice versa. Any of the people that want to be elected, they're going to be all about stimulus and sending money out into the economy. And President Trump has already been stated as saying they're going to do a second round of stimulus checks, and it's going to be bigger than the first round. And this was a couple of weeks ago when I seen him say this on video, and I'm wondering to see this next round of stimulus checks, what's it going to be? I'm interested to see. So I'm not buying anything right now. I'm just saving and keeping my eye on the investment portfolio that I already have. I'm just making sure right now we're staying very proactive, keeping our tenants, keeping them, working with them. I'm making sure, we're providing just a safe, affordable place for them to live, to raise their families. And so instead of buying stuff right now, I'm just basically focused on what we have, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting till next year. I really think next year you're going to see more deals pop up once this ripple effect happens. I think you're really going to kind of see everything spread out, and the effects of this whole virus is going to really come into play next year. So you're going to see a little bit more deals. You're going to see prices come down a little bit, and that's what I'm looking to buy my next investment. So for right now, saving my money, keeping as my lawyer says, keeping the powder dry, because we might be going to war here soon. And man, saving and seeing what pops up next year, because right now, guys, real estate prices is high. I mean, stock market prices, I mean, they're still staying high. Nothing's really dropped. Businesses, the stuff's high. So I'm not really seeing any deals. But I really think next year, I think you're going to see more deals in real estate. I think you're going to see more deals in possible businesses you can buy into. I think you're going to see some more dips in the stock market over this next 6 to 12 months. And yeah, so that's my take on the economy. Let's see what happens with the Fed money, and let's see how long this virus lasts, man. Because I'm telling you right now, businesses being closed down, opening back up, closing back down, people not wanting to go out to public places, everybody wearing a mask, no vaccine yet for this virus, keeps everybody in a tough spot, man. Tough spot. So let's see where it goes. Just we'll keep that faith, keep that positive energy, and make sure everybody out there, make sure you guys are staying up to date on what's going on. Because if you want to protect yourself financially, your best weapon is staying educated and staying up to date. So that way you can make the decisions that you need to make with your finances. So make sure you're watching this channel. Make sure you're keep an eye on the news, blogs, other YouTube videos, podcasts. Just keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. Yeah, B-Hop, uncertainty sucks. It sucks, B-Hop, but also there's a lot of opportunity in uncertain times. It's the old Warren Buffett saying, you don't really know who's naked until the tide comes in. So meaning you don't know who's made bad financial decisions until times get tough. So uncertainty can suck, but you got to have a lot of emotional intelligence right now. Keep your financial intelligence up, and man, you can see a lot of opportunities to invest and to get going coming up. So that's it, guys. That's it for Sunday today. Shout out to everybody that jumped in. Great connecting with everybody. Make sure we're close to that 30,000 subscribers. Tell your friends. Send me a message on Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram, leave me a comment on the next video or on this video. Let me know that you're subscribed and you don't have an Instagram, okay? And we're gonna be picking somebody once we hit 30K. I'm gonna sign these boys, probably in some nice silver, and I'm gonna mail them out to you ASAP. All right. So Warmir, B-Hop, man, Jose, Nick Diaz, George St. Pierre, Plant Egg, Beautiful Rich. Man, it's been awesome chatting with you guys today. As always, YouTube fam, love you guys. Stay safe. Keep your head up. Get your money right. And, man, keep training. Get into jiu-jitsu, get into wrestling. All right? Talk to you guys soon.